So, a, a few days. Well, no, actually, it was a few weeks ago. I keep forgetting the dates and the times of things. Sometimes I get mixed up with the times. A few weeks ago, I was talking about restoring my backup, my computer from restoring an image to cloning my drive, my hard drive. Well, the disk, because it was SSD, it had shrunk because of retired blocks, right? Anyway, there was a really decent offer on the internet, and I was able to get it. It's a 240 gigabyte SSD. So basically, the idea is that I haven't opened it yet. Obviously, my Linux Zorin OS 17 is installed on a 120 gigabyte disk, and because the disk that I wanted to make a clone of it, a clone copy of it, in case of serious problems, like if you install something and it messes it all up, instead of having to mess about with trying to reverse any damage or anything, it's better to have a clone copy, isn't it, right? Well, I couldn't restore the clone copy to another 120 gigabyte disk because it was an older disk and it had retired blocks on it, so it was actually technically smaller than the original 120 gigabyte. Now, obviously, if I'd made it smaller to begin with, and then I made a backup of a smaller partition size, and it would have been easy to restore the image back to a smaller SSD drive disk, right? Well, I didn't really think about that. I mean, let's face it, none of us do we? We don't think about things like that until it happens. Anyway, so I saw this brand new 240 gigabyte disk on eBay, and it was really cheap, really cheap. I mean, we're talking like, I mean, I spend more than that when I go to buy some food from the shop, in one go, like, you know. Usually when you go to the shop, you end up buying some bits of food and stuff and coffee and that, and you spend 20 quid in one go. Well, this was a lot less than that. So, and I thought, well, I need to get one because I might not be able to afford to get one in another 6 months, the way things are going. So anyway, I've got this brand new SSD. I can't see a thing without my glasses on. It's all blurry. So apparently it's NETAC, and apparently I looked at, well, NETAC's not one of the major top brands, but it's brand new anyway. It supports SATA 3, 6 gigabytes a second. It's a 3 NAND SSD, so well, anyway, so it's here, anyway, arrived. So I'm going to restore my image to that, and we'll try it, and we'll see if it actually works, right? So yeah, little video. It's sealed. Well, I've just put my knife down. I've just forgotten where I put it. Where did I put my knife? Oh, it's over there. Nice. Security sticker on it. I think I opened the wrong end of it, no matter, does it? Anyway, so I haven't been awake very long. Ah, there it is. Right, I hope you got its. Oh, there's a thing in it. little book, solid state drive. So because I have the removable disk caddy on my computer, which is a brilliant thing because it saves me how to pull my computer out, right? Because I have this interchangeable, all I have to do with this, I don't have to fight about taking my computer apart. All I have to do is literally just eject the other disk. Well, obviously shut the computer down. You shut the computer down, you eject the other boot disk, put this one in, and I put my bootable media, which is my DVD, no, CD actually, boot with Clone-zilla on it, right? And I run Clone-zilla, restore my image to this drive, and then I can boot from this one. That's the idea. And then I'll have two copies then. I'll have the original, I'll have this one. And then you can basically play around with installing other software that you think's dodgy, because if it's wrong and it messes things up, you can just restore from the cloned copy back onto this again, because this is only 240 gigabyte. When I restore a 120 gigabyte image onto this, unless I expand it, even if I expand it actually, I could still restore the 120 gigabyte image onto that, as long as I don't make a new clone of that at 240 gigabyte, because it's not a good idea to make it full size, because otherwise when you're trying to restore it, and if you get retired blocks at some point, you won't be able to restore it anymore. That's what I had with the 120 gigabyte disk. Real problem. So anyway, I'll show you, in case you haven't seen the previous videos. I'm going to have to shut my my computer down. So, just a minute. So I've got my computer running right now. So I'll show you how you do it. So if I close that, right, if I can't swap camera angles with this for some reason. Oh, can I? Let me try. No, it won't let me swap over because I'm recording. Right, so if I close that, and if I shut down, right, so I'm shutting the machine down. You can see the little lights just go out, right. So basically, because I got these drive, because I got these drive caddies, where are we? These things, I can eject my boot disc, which is that one. You had Win 7 on it, but it doesn't anymore. I can put my new, hang on, can you see what I'm doing? New boot blank disc in, right, like that. Then all I have to do is put my disc with the image in, which is the top one. Take the top one out, which is just data storage, right? I put my image in, which is on here, in the top, right? And then I put my CD in the drive with Clone-zilla, and I restore that image from the top drive to the physical boot drive at the bottom. That's all you do. So that's what I'm going to do next. Can't do it while I've got the phone in my hand. I need two hands. Anyway, I'm going now. I'll keep you updated how it goes. Alright, so this is part 2 of me restoring my image from So basically, I booted up Clone-zilla. This is actually really my real time. I'm not doing it on a virtual machine or anything. This is the real thing right now. So bear in mind, I might not talk all the time because I want to focus on what I'm doing. So I select my language, which is English. Right, push the tab key to OK. Keep default keyboard layout US keyboard settings because we don't need to bat about with anything there. So I'm restoring from an image. Start Clone-zilla. Right. Press my tab key to go OK. So now this is the important part. I'm working with disks and images, which is obviously the most common means of backing up and restoring data, right? Let's see if I get my camera level a bit. So I'm not working from disk to disk. I don't want to go in source mode. It's way over my head. So I'm working with disks and images. So I'm going to press tab key, go down to OK. And my brand new NETAC hard drive SSD is in that. So use local device, e.g. hard drive, USB drive. Yeah, that's right, because it's plugged into my drive caddy thingy, which makes it easy for me to swap my hard drives out. Okay. So before cloning, you have to assign where the Clone-zilla image will be saved. Well, I'm actually restoring from a cloned image. So this is the first time I've used Clone-zilla to restore an image. So before cloning, you have to assign where the Clone-zilla image will be saved or read from. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I'm reading it from a local disk. Okay. Right, so this is just telling me what's in my machine right now. There's the NETAC drive. It's the it's, let me see, between the brackets those dotted lines, it's the fourth one down. Well, it says model, then SD, then below that another SD, then NETAC. So it's the fourth disk down. Got a pretty long serial number on it. I think that serial number is going to change when I restore a cloned image. Maybe, I don't know. It probably will do. Well, anyway, I press Control C because that's just telling me what's in my machine. It's giving you a preview, really. This menu. So I'll press Control C to close that screen. Now it's doing another search, finding out, oh, it might not be right at the bottom of my camera. I zoomed in a bit too much, maybe, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. Right, so now we need to mount a device as home part image. Clone-zilla images repository so that we can read or save the image in home part image. So this is where we want to read. I want to read the image. So the image is on Kingston. So the image is on that one. I know for facts I've just put it in there. That's the handy thing about having an external thing. You can see what's been detected when you plug them in, and the ones that when you shut down and take them out, they're no longer there when you reboot. So I know that's the one because I put 2 compressed images on there. They're like zipped archives. So basically It's an exact copy of my hard drive, but compressed. So that's the reason I can get 2 images on that 120 gigabyte SSDs, because they're highly compressed. Right, so now we need to mount a device that's home so that we can read or save the image in home partner. Right, yeah, I want to read it. I don't want to save it because there's 2 images there. So this is where I'm going to read the image from. Press my tab key. Okay. I don't need to check and repair anything. No, I'll skip that. I don't need to do any repairs. So the image repository, I have to select that now. There's 2 there. There's one, I made 2 backups. I made one with KDE on it, and I made another image without KDE. And you should not choose the directory tagged with cz_image. Okay, so obviously I had to select an empty image because I couldn't select an existing image file, so I selected the top option. So yeah, it's a bit confusing when you're running this at first time. You know, I haven't restored anything from it yet, but both my bootable discs, my bootable disk is out. It's not in the machine, so it's safe, that one. Choose the mode to run the following wizard. About advanced parameters. Well, beginner mode, obviously, because I'm still learning how to use this. Right. Okay. I want to keep it as simple as possible. So this is where I choose what I need to do. Restore an image to a local disk. That's what I want, right? So press my cursor keys, as in my up, down, left, right keys, down to restore an image to a local disk. Right, restore an image to local disk, right? I don't want to restore parts, I just want to restore the whole image to a brand new disk, because it's basically completely blank, nothing on it. So restore an image to local disk, right? Okay, tab. Okay. Now I have to select, choose the image file to restore. I've got 2 images. I've got the KDE image, which I restored recently, which I don't want, and it's already selected the top one, which is Zorin 17, 2024, and it's October the 21st, because the KDE one, I did that backup on October the 29th. So I did 2 backups. So I want the one without the KDE on it. Choose the image to restore. Right, so I want that one. Press my tab key for OK. And it's going to ask me which hard drive I want to restore it to. It's obviously looking at disk number 4. Because, right, the NETAC is the one I want. So I'll press my cursor keys. So choose the target disks to be overwritten. All data on the entire disk will be lost and replaced. Well, there's nothing on NETAC. That's NETAC. That's the brand new SSD. It's completely new. So I don't have to worry about that. Obviously, I don't know overwrite my other disks because I've got Windows stuff on there and my other FAT32, not NTFS file systems. So I've selected NETAC. Press my tab key for OK. Press enter. Right, use the partition table from the image. So obviously when I restore this image to the 240 gigabyte SSD, it's only going to be occupying 120 gigabytes. 120 gigabytes because it's half the size of the 240 gigabyte. Two options with that. Leave it as a 120 gigabyte and leave the rest of it free spaced afterwards, because in that case, if I do make a backup copy of it again, it'll still be small enough to fit back on the 240 gigabyte. You know what I mean? So once you expand an image, a drive, to max, and you come back later to, you make a backup image of it, and you try to restore it, over time SSDs retire blocks, and they will, the actual physical SSD will get smaller, and you might end up with a situation that I had with the 120 gigabyte disk, which is I couldn't restore the image because it was too small. So it's better to keep your image, your actual backup, I mean your actual physical operating system, on a smaller partition, so you can always expand it later on, but you can't shrink it easily. So yeah. Alright, so use the partition table from the image, it says. Create partition table proportionally. No, I'm going to use the image because I want to have it exactly the way it was. Right, choose, read the top, choose the mode to create the partition table on the target disk. Attention, to create a new partition table on the target disk, all the data on the target device will be erased. Well, I know that, yeah. Clone-zilla will not restore an image from a larger disk partition to a smaller disk partition. However, it can restore an image from a small disk partition to a larger disk partition. If you have no idea, keep the default values. Well, that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing the easy one. So I've selected OK. Right, before restoring the image, do you want to check if the image is restorable or not? Note, this action will only check the image is restorable or not, and it will not write any data to the hard drive. I've already checked it previously, but I'll check it anyway. Yes, check the image before restoring. Okay. Right. The action to perform when everything is finished. Reboot, shut down, act when everything is finished. I'll reboot because I want to try out. Press OK. Right. Now it gets where it asks you twice to make sure you've made the right decisions. Next time you can run this command directly. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I can't remember all that. Anyway, press enter to continue. Checking the partition. Right, okay, it's going. It knew that the disk I'm restoring to is completely blank, so it didn't give me a lot of warnings because it knew it was blank. So we're restoring now my image to my new hard drive, and that'll give me the opportunity to install the latest Firestorm and try it out, see if it's actually any good. Because if it's no good and it messes everything up, I'm going to have to go back to my older system, and I've still got my older system on the other SSD anyway. Or I could just wipe the 240 gig and restore the image again, which would simplify things a lot, because normally on Linux, if you actually replace your some of your software like Firestorm with the latest version, it's difficult going back unless you go back manually installing it, and then if you do a manual installation of it, it's no longer in the automatic update menu, because normally Linux has everything can in this little pot, like it's all automatically updated together, right, when you run the update things. But if you do it manually, it's outside of that little pot, and it becomes like an orphan, you know. It's no longer attached to the it's no longer attached to the auto update function, you know what I mean? I don't know how long this will take. It, it was about what? When I actually did it before, oh, it says there 16. It's doing 16.64 gigabytes per minute, so that's going to be pretty fast. Oh, lapse time. There we go. Remaining. Oh my God, 1 minute and 17 seconds. Wow, that's fast. So it's only been doing it for 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And it says it's going to take another 1 minute. Wow, that is fast. Mind you, it's copying it from SSD to SSD. So that's why we've got 16.65 gigabytes per minute. Pretty fast, that. I'll pause while it does this anyway. Oh, wow. It's done it. Well, that was fast. It says it's restorable. Right, cool. Another reason I wanted to record it, because this text goes by so quick. Oh, it's actually asking me to press a key. That's good. I want to read this. The image of this partition is restorable SD5. All the images of partition or LV devices in this image were checked and they are restorable. Zorin or 1720. Target disk SDC does what? Oh, it does not exist in the image saved from disks SDE. Right. Creating a temp Clone-zilla image, Zorin OS 17 2024 1021. Temp, see, based on the image, Zorin OS 17, so that we can restore the image. Zorin OS 17, blah blah blah, was saved from SDE to SDC. Note, if the restored OS is GNU Linux, you might have to modify ect fs tab and grub config file in the restored GNU Linux to affect these changes so that it can boot successfully. Oh, that's something I never expected. Oh, it might be something to do with encryption or something. Right, so it might not boot, basically is what it's saying. So I'll probably need to run grub or something, which is the boot menu. So basically what it's saying at the bottom there is it might not boot unless I update the boot manager. Trying to get this zoom, get it all in because it's off the screen, isn't it? Hang on. Get focused on the text. So at the bottom it says, if the restored OS is GNU Linux, you might have to modify ect fstab and grub config file. Might, it says, might have to modify. It might actually detect itself anyway, we'll see. So, alright, pressing a key. I wanted to get a good screenshot of that because later on I'm going to come back to this video in case I have to do those adjustments. I don't know. Right, I'm going to press a key. It should eject the disk now. I haven't actually done it yet. Oh, it was just verifying stuff, wasn't it? Warning. The existing data in this hard disk partition will be overwritten. Oh, it hasn't even done it yet. Right, okay, yes. It asked me twice. All right, now it's doing it. Oh, it was just verifying stuff before, wasn't it? Oh. Oh, it's doing it anyway. I need to pause while it does this because it's going to take a while. Oh, petition, it successfully restored the image. So it's done it already. Oh, it did copy the data. Oh, I'm confused now. Is it doing it? It's actually doing it now, I think. Oh, it must be. Ah, of course, there's more than one partition, isn't there? There's the boot sector part, and then there's the extension 4 partition. So it's restoring both images. That's why I'm confused. It's doing the second image now. Because an operating system doesn't just have one partition if it's got what you call it, a boot partition at the start, so it's restoring the other. It's doing the extfs. Dev SDC5. Oh, it's running Grub 2. Oh, it's reinstalling Grub 2. Doing it for me. That's cool. So it's redoing Grub 2. It's actually doing it for me, so that it should actually not need to be done. So it's actually, yes, we're able to chroot the restored OS partition device SDC5. When you come on the restored Junior links. That's why it meant, or you might have to make changes to Grub 2 because it's trying to do it for me. So it said there in that text, just up there, below the middle yellow text, in the middle, it says reinstalling Grub 2. So that's good. And I was thinking I had to do that manually, and it looks like it's doing it for me. Trying to unmount position done. Trying to unmount temp suspend rope done. Will reboot, press Ctrl C to abort. Please remove the live medium. Okay, now I have to take out my Clone-zilla disc. Now, all being well, it should boot. When I press enter, it should restart and reboot. It should. Right, let's find out. Please, 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 please. Oh my God, nerve-wracking or what? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Oh yeah, it's got my grub. It's even got my other old Zorin on there, which is no longer doesn't exist anymore. Is it going to work? Please, 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 please work. Oh God, please work. Don't give me any. Oh, it won't give me a blue screen. No, it'll just give me a black screen if it does fail. Ah, it's booting. Oh my God, it's working. Yay! Ah, yes, it worked. Oh, I know it's definitely worked because I don't have some stuff on my desktop anymore. There's some stuff on my other desktop, on my other system. For example, I mounted another drive in there and it's not there. Yay, it worked! Wow. Cool. Holy crap. I can't believe it worked without any problems. That is brilliant. Oh, I went and changed a lot of settings in OBS as well. Let's run OBS. I bet it's gone back to the default standard instead of advanced. Yep, it's gone back to standard instead of advanced, you know, studio mode. I had my other system set for studio mode. This is on a standard mode. Yeah, that worked. Cool. Right, anyway, I'm getting some artifacts. I got them before though. Right, it's because of the desktop wallpaper. That's brilliant. Right, so in theory, when I click on disks now, there's my new drive, 240 gig. Look at that, free space. Look at all that, free space. All of that, blue box, whatever. That is all the free space. Cool. So this is where I restore the image, this bit. This area. So it's only half the size of the two, because it's 120 gigabyte image. I've got all that free space now. Yeah. I'm not going to expand it though, because yeah, I'll keep it like that because I've got plenty of space on there. I mean, if I click on that, it says I've got 62 gigabytes free on there anyway. I don't need to expand it yet. That's cool. Brilliant. Software update wants to run, which is typical. Actually, I will run it because it wants updating. That's amazing. Right. Install now. I'll run the updates. Yeah, because it was a few weeks ago that I made this image back up, and so it worked. Awesome. Anyway, I'm going to go because this video is it's over 30 minutes long now. But the point is, I showed you how I did it, and maybe it'll help you if you want to do the same thing, like make a backup of your Linux operating system and restore it. Obviously it was a little bit teasing at first because I thought I would have to do a lot of technical stuff, because I hate doing that stuff now because I'm getting too frigging old for all that. And Linux is not easy to learn. I mean, when you hit problems with Linux, it's a problem because you have to go searching everywhere to find the answers. But it's the best system out there, really. It's most reliable. I've had no issues with it. I'm so happy I'm on Linux and instead of frigging Windows. Windows was a frigging nightmare. Drivers no longer available. Oh, this driver was proprietary and now you have to buy it or you have to pay for it, or we don't support H265. Oh, there's all that stuff, you know. Especially older operating systems like Windows 7, you know. Anyway, bye for now.